Deep within the Polish woods, near a small village, stands a mysterious structure. This is the Lapalice Castle, a place where ambition met reality, and where dreams still linger among the ruins. The origins of Lapalice Castle lie in the hands of a local artist, Piotr Kazimierzyk. Known for his skill as a sculptor, Piotr sought to create more than just a home. He wanted to build a masterpiece, something that would blend his artistic vision with the landscape of his hometown. In the early 1980s, Piotr applied for a modest building permit. It was to be a single-family home with an artist's studio, a place to live and work in harmony with his surroundings. But from the very start, Piotr's vision far exceeded the small footprint permitted. The project quickly grew in scale. What began as a simple 170 square meter cottage exploded into a 5,000 square meter castle, dwarfing anything the local authorities could have imagined. Construction began in 1983. Over the next 8 years, one of Poland's largest private residences began to take shape. Spread across multiple floors, the castle boasted 52 rooms and an astonishing 365 windows, each one meant to represent a day of the year. At the heart of this vast structure was a ballroom of epic proportions, a space where art, music, and celebration could converge. Piotr's vision didn't stop there. 12 tall turrets rose above the castle, designed to symbolize the 12 apostles. They stood like sentinels, towering over the surrounding woods. As the project grew, so too did its impact on the local area. Lapalice, a small village of just a few hundred residents, suddenly found itself home to what was shaping up to be a monumental estate. For the local population, the castle became a source of fascination and awe. It was not merely a building, but a dream being constructed brick by brick, slowly rising out of the woods, like something from a fairy tale. But even as the castle's walls reached higher, the weight of the project began to take its toll. Piotr's vision was larger than life, but it required resources that were becoming increasingly scarce. The construction costs ballooned as the scale of the project increased, and Piotr found himself at the edge of financial ruin. By 1991, construction on Lapalice Castle was abruptly halted. Local authorities, realizing the immense difference between what was approved and what was being built, intervened. Piotr's grand dream had grown far beyond the original planning permissions, and the castle, once full of promise, was left unfinished. The walls that had been painstakingly built, the windows that had been carefully framed, and the towers that rose so proudly were now abandoned to time. Then came a cascade of problems. The halt in construction coincided with financial troubles for Piotr's personal business, which had been funding the project. His furniture company, once thriving, fell into financial difficulty. Without the necessary capital, the castle's construction was frozen in time. What was once a flourishing dream quickly began to unravel. Piotr's ambitious plans, the intricate designs, and the grand rooms all became unfinished works. As the years passed, nature began to reclaim the space. Without maintenance, the towering walls and turrets began to weather, slowly deteriorating in the harsh Polish winters. In 2001, another blow struck Piotr's efforts when a devastating flood severely damaged his furniture business, further depleting his resources. The dream of completing Lapalice Castle seemed even more distant, and worse, the prospect of demolition loomed over the project. Local authorities, frustrated by the ongoing legal violations, issued an order for the castle's demolition. Piotr, however, did not have the funds to comply with this order, and so the castle remained unfinished and in legal limbo. Throughout the early 2000s, Piotr made several attempts to restart the project. In 2002, he submitted new documentation in the hopes of obtaining permission to complete the castle. But these efforts were plagued by further bureaucratic setbacks. The plans were incomplete, and the local authorities once again rejected his submissions. By 2013, another round of documentation was submitted, but once more Piotr's dreams were thwarted, as the new plans were found to be insufficient, keeping the project stuck in a seemingly endless cycle of rejection and appeals. The castle, once poised to be a grand and majestic estate, now stood as a shell of its potential. A half-built monument that neither progressed nor was demolished. For now, Lapalice Castle stands abandoned, a haunting reminder of what could have been. Its grand rooms, towering turrets, and sprawling courtyards tell the story of ambition, creativity, and the harsh realities that often stand in the way of even the grandest dreams. There's quite a bit of people here actually exploring it. So there's a lot of glass on the floor and some big drop-offs, so just be careful if you come. But it's pretty amazing, all of the original woodwork. There it is. I think this is the biggest room here. We're gonna go check it out. Check this out. You would have had a stage up here. Maybe this was some type of like hall for parties, big dinners. You could have a band performing up there, maybe a DJ, some type of party down here. Wow. Oh, look at this. Here's a big pool. Wow. It's a massive pool. Wow, that's at least 100 feet long. That is so big. No one's down here. And here was probably a jacuzzi. It's actually filled with water, I think. Wow, look at that. It's huge.